Hi everyone, this tutorial is meant to work on, is meant for you to understand the yet, still, just, and already, which are elements that we use when using present perfect, which is the topic we have been studying. So these sentences, let's take a look. These sentences, they all have something in common, and it's the word already. Before we read this, let's take a look at the sentences. They say they have already finished their homework. That means that the homework was finished before people thought. Jacob has already left work. So Jacob probably finished working at 5, but it was 4 o'clock and Jacob left. So his friend or coworker probably said, hey, Jacob has already left work. It means it was not time for him to leave work yet. The train has already arrived. That means that the train is there, but the sense of already is something that happened before or sooner than it was expected. It usually goes between the auxiliary and the verb. We have the auxiliary here and the verb already is in the middle. Auxiliary verb already in the middle, auxiliary verb already in the middle. So when we use already, if you notice, they are all positive sentences. In general, it's used for positive things and is used to express that something happened before or sooner than expected. For example, say that you're building a house and the house was supposed to take like 3 months to be built. And if someone asks you, hey, how's your house? How's the whole building process going? And you might say they have already finished it. So it means that was finished before. Let's take a look to the second one. These sentences. I just ate, but I'm already hungry. No more than 2 hours ago. I ate no more than 2 hours ago. Where is Jacob? He just left. He left a minute ago. And Beth has just moved to New York last week. So they all have the word in common. They just have the word just. They all have the word just. Just is used for actions that occurred in a short time ago. There is a mistake with the word occur. Sorry about that. Okay, so just is used for action that occurred a short time ago. It also goes between the auxiliary and the verb or before the verb. I just ate. This is past tense. Where is Jacob? He has just left. In the middle, you have has here, apostrophe s, and then the verb in past participle. He has just moved. It is in between the verb and the auxiliary and the verb. So when you say just, it's something that happened a minute ago or in a really recent past. Very, very recent. This one says, I just ate. So it means that she ate recently, no more than 2 hours ago. So, but she's already hungry. Okay, so just is used to talk about things that happened recently. Let's go back to double check the previous one already, where we talk about already when things happen before we thought or sooner than we thought. And this one is when it happened a minute ago. Then we have still. Let's read the sentences before reading this. It says, I took 2 pills, but I still have a headache. Is Jacob still working at the hospital? They still haven't finished their work. So still, again, it's used before the verb. Here, have is used as a verb, right? Not as an auxiliary. I still verb. Still working, still verb. And here we have still haven't finished. Here it is before the auxiliary and then, of course, before the verb because it's present perfect. So still is for actions or events. It's used for action or events that have not passed or finished, especially when such events should have finished sooner. Let me fix this up. So something important here is that first, the event has not passed, happened, or finished. But something important is that the event should have finished before or sooner. So for example, I took 2 pills. Oh, My door. That was my door, sorry. I took 2 pills, but I still have a headache. So I took 2 pills means that I shouldn't have a headache because the pills should have worked. So because of this, I should have not have a headache, but I still have it. This one, is Jacob still working at the hospital? It means that Jacob should have finished working and he should not be at the hospital. So when I ask this, it might be with a sense of irony. For example, it's like, really? Is he still at the hospital? And the other one, it says, I still haven't finished, they have still haven't finished their homework. This could be like, or in class, let me change homework for their classwork. So for example, say that I assign an practice, an exercise for you to do, and I expected that to be done in 5 minutes because it was, I don't know, 3 questions. And then someone comes in and I say, no, they haven't still finished their classwork. That means that they should have finished that before. You guys should have finished it before. So this could be with the sense of saying they should have finished, but they haven't. That's when we use the still. Let's take a look to the next one, yet. Yet is very common, very common. It says that yet is used for something we expected to happen, but it hasn't happened. And it's commonly used with negative phrases and with questions. So if you see, in a sense, it's similar to still in a way, because something that we expected to happen but hasn't happened yet. So let's take a look at this one. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet. So it means that you need to eat, but the time of eating hasn't happened yet. So notice that we have, when I highlight this, haven't, and we have yet because it's negative. Same thing here. Jacob hasn't left his job at the hospital yet. So we have negative, and then we have yet. Do notice that yet is found at the end of all of these sentences and all of these questions. It's usually placed at the end. Here we have something different. So notice that we have negative here, and then yet and yet, because yet is used with negative sentences, as it says here, okay? But we here also have 2 questions, and the questions are not negative, they are positive. In what sense? That they do not have a not in the question. It says, give me just a second, I need to close the door. It's a beautiful December day. Well, it looks like December today. It's windy and sunny at the same time. All right, so let's go back to the questions. It says, have they finished their homework yet? So here is a question we ask because we do not know if the answer is yes or no. We don't know the result of the question. We want to know some information, but we don't have it here. So if you notice, we have and it's have finished, it's present perfect, and it's positive in the sense that have doesn't have haven't. It is a little bit contradictory at first because yet it's usually used with negative sentences, but here it's used with questions because we do not know the answer. Has the train arrived yet? So here again, a positive present perfect question, and then a yet to mean that in this case, that it hasn't happened and it should have arrived, and also that that is a question. So we use yet for questions and negative sentences. Here we have an example. For example, me, Cindy, I haven't broken a bone yet. It means that maybe I will break it one day, maybe not, right? Have a baby. So in my case, I have already had a baby because I have a baby with me, well, in my life. Here, have lunch and brush and my teeth. So I haven't had lunch yet, but I have already brushed my teeth. Here, I have visited another country, or I have already visited another country. In this case, I haven't gone surfing yet. Let me see, there is a spelling mistake here. And this one, I haven't seen a ghost yet, or I have never seen a ghost. Then we have, I have already visited Corcovado. I went like 2 years ago. And today I haven't studied yet. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys to do some sentences with this other column. I want you to try to use yet, already, which are the most common ones, and try to use just and still. For example, you can invent. For example, I have just done all my work. No, but I'm still doing all my work. I'm still recording this. I'm preparing the class for today. So I'm gonna ask you to do some of these sentences in another exercise for the class today. So here you have it. These are the uses of already, just, still, and yet.